Volume 5, Humanity's Ashes. A black crimson flower bloomed from humanity's ashes. Suthar stood upon a pile of rubble from the collapsed and broken cathedral, bloodied and exhausted. The faint glow from his glyphs had faded. His body, hands, and eyes had returned to normal. His muscles tore under the strain, causing him to fall, raw from the damage inflicted by the now-dead child. He couldn't walk. Crawling, he made his way to the single blooming flower Zarn 3 left behind. It was glowing softly, the only light in the dark dungeon. Suthar reached out. As his fingers closed around it, the flower dissolved, seeping into his skin. His muscles stretched. Bones snapped. Wounds deepened. It was venomous, yet beautiful. When he awoke, he was somewhere else. The void. The same place the void man had taken him. But this time, he could move. Last time, gravity crushed him, making even breathing a struggle. Now, the darkness welcomed him. Normally, the void man would appear within seconds, but not this time. Suthar stood. A light flickered in the dark. He walked toward it, not knowing what to expect. He could only think it was probably going to try and kill him. As he neared, he saw a figure lying on the floor, battered and barely alive and missing an arm. They looked at him with surprise. The person lying there was him. Suthar recalled what the lookalike had said when he was in that situation. "You seem to be in a pickle," Suthar said. "Need help?" The person nodded weakly. He reached out and took their hand, and instantly his power drained away. His skin, hair, and eyes turned pitch black like the void man. When he awoke again, he was back in the real world. Wounds gone, fatigue vanished, he felt weaker, but more human and less plaintive child. The way he had fallen was sealed, blocked by rubble. The ruins were ancient and mostly collapsed, but a hallway remained familiar, lined with cages like portraits. Most were empty. A few held only skeletons. At the hall's end, he felt magic not his own. This wasn't the darkness of glyphs. This was light, gentle, and soothing like a mother's lullaby. Suthar drew his daggers, prepared for another thing that wanted him dead. Inside the final cell was a glass cocoon filled with glowing fluid. A girl. No glyphs, no markings, nothing corrupted. In front of the cocoon, a plaque read, "Subject name Kalia V. Horuk Zarn 6. Creation successful." The cocoon cracked. Light escaped. Holy, soft, radiant. She was the most alive thing he had seen in this world. Her eyes opened. Their gazes met for a moment before she collapsed into his arms. The world held its breath. In this dead place of failed gods, something pure had just touched something cursed, and neither understood what it meant. A purge of Suthar's energy began, but Kalia, weakened, lacked the strength to finish it. He didn't know what to do with her. He wasn't sure he remembered how to talk to someone who didn't want him dead. She breathed. Barely. Her skin glowed faintly in the dark. He wondered, would she kill him when she woke? Or ask him to save the world? He didn't care. He was already tired of it all. When she stirred, she didn't react with fear or anger, just confusion. She looked at him like she was seeing everything for the first time. "Vihal Narvak?" she asked, soft-spoken and analytical in the same language as the stones and the chest. He didn't reply. He just stared, uncertain if saving her had been a mistake. He could understand much of her language, but he couldn't speak it. Communication was difficult. Still, Kalia seemed to know the area. As they explored, the halls stretched endlessly, strewn with dead plant bodies and no exit in sight. Eventually, he began to trust her. Just a little like trusting expired milk won't kill you. They found a large room and decided to rest. Suthar, growing more fatigued, had no choice. "Let's rest here," he said. "Can you watch from the back?" Kalia blinked. She didn't understand entirely, but the general message was conveyed. Kalia walked behind him, watching his back. Suthar's expression could only be described as disappointed. "I knew this would be bad, just not this bad," he whispered under his breath. She laughed softly, clearly messing around, her glow like moonlight in fog. Suthar lay on the cold ground, unsure if she could be trusted, but even enemies could wait until morning. From across the room, she whispered, "Vralka Shen, Narak Vihal." He didn't know the words, but he understood the meaning, sleep well. For the first time in a long time, Suthar dreamt. His mother again. The childhood home. He knew it was a dream, so he grabbed a knife and stabbed her. Then a child walked down the stairs. It was him, but younger. He turned to a mirror and saw it. This wasn't a dream. This was a memory. He wasn't watching his father kill his mother. He was in his father's body. It had been him all along. Suthar woke in a panic, gasping. Kalia stood next to him. studying the glyphs on the wall and comparing them to the ones on his arm. She said something in Vralkish. When he didn't respond, she gently touched his chest. The glyphs flared faintly. Viharek nar narek, Vihalketh nar vrek, she said. He didn't process the words. He only noticed the contact, skin on skin. Suthar jumped up, face slightly flushed. She smirked. They moved on, a new hallway, longer, darker. It ended at a statue of a snake. Kalia's demeanor shifted, kindness replaced by fury. With one savage kick, the statue shattered like glass. Zarnvek nar vorthmarth, she snarled. Suthar didn't need a translation to understand she was mad. A hidden door opened. Behind it, a library, massive, tired, rotting, at its center, a large tube. Inside, 4 children. Kalia's aura flared, books fell from the shelves. The light around her surged like sunrise turned violent. Suthar followed her in, dreading the sight of more kids. 4 children, 4 failed gods, or 4 waiting weapons. They twitched, neither alive nor dead, floating in shimmering fluid too sacred to be clean. A crack echoed. The glass fractured. The fluid spilled across the floor, hissing like acid. The children rose. The first opened his eyes, blue and glowing. Water ribbons coiled from his hands, lashing like vipers. A whip was carved from stone on the wall. Suthar ducked. The second screamed, a shriek of fire and metal. Flame poured from his throat, incinerating books and melting railings. Kalia raised a light barrier, barely holding back the blast. The third, with orange eyes, clapped. Stone arms erupted from below, punching upward, crushing. Suthar rolled, dodged, and drew blades. 4th child descended in silence, yellow eyes glowing like dying suns. With a whisper, lightning cracked across the room. Suthar dove behind a pillar, it exploded into splinters. He turned to Kalia. "Can you take 2? Kalia's eyes flared. "Vak Gral Narzith." She charged red and orange. Light met fire and stone. Suthar faced blue and yellow, water splashed. Lightning cracked, he was hit. His body convulsed midair. Glyphs flickered. He roared, slashing molten blades through the waves, evaporating them. He threw a dagger into Yellow's chest. The child screamed. Lightning lashed uncontrolled, smashing windows and cracking beams. Kalia stood behind Orange, whispering a Vralkesh prayer. "Velvark nar shen, Thurn vihal, Zarka vihal, Kreshblum viharek." A spear of light appeared behind her. With a flick of her wrist, it pierced Red. Red shrieked. Fire spiraled, then blinked out. She had her hand on his face. The room went still. Only Blue remained, shaking, terrified. "I won't make this painful," Suthar said, walking forward. With a single motion, Blue was ripped in half, like a hot knife through butter. He stared at the body. How many people had he buried just by surviving?